Yes, please.
Import VAT, right? We are going to compute import VAT. Now, when it comes to import VAT, usually it causes problems for students as well. We are going to learn how to deal with import VAT. Now, import VAT is computed using a set procedure. So with import VAT, we first need our import value, okay? Our import value. Now, import value is what we call transaction value, okay? It's called transaction value, and it is also called customs value, okay? And it is also called CIF, cost, insurance, and freight value, okay? Now in exam, I will urge you to go and look at it, right? Your cost, insurance, and freight is what we use to compute import duties and all the rest, right? When it comes to customs perspective, especially when it comes to the issue of import VAT. And import VAT, we have to take a question, right? When we take a question, you understand it, that me explain it, right? But first, let me give you the pro forma or the format, right? So the pro forma is simple. We are going to give you the facts in foreign currency, right? So let's say that they give you the cost of the goods from a foreign country. Let's say the free on board value. Once you get the cost of the goods, they are going to give you freight. I hope you all know what freight is. That's loading and handling charges, right? So loading and handling charges on the ship, right? That's freight charges for the cargo, right? Once you do this, you are coming to get what we call cost and freight, okay? You are going to get the cost and freight value. And the cost and freight value, I get in it. They are all costs, but we separate them. This is cost for the goods, and this is cost for the shipping and the container and those things, right? This is cost and freight. Now, if there's insurance, they will give it to you, add it. But if there's no insurance, you do what we call a notional insurance. And the notional insurance, you calculate it, right? If the goods came by sea, you are going to do 0.875% of the cost and freight. So let's do 0.875 over 100 times the cost and freight. Okay, that's if the goods came by sea. If the goods came by air, you are going to do what? 1%. Let's do 1 over 100 times the cost and freight. This here. So once you get this, you are going to add the insurance, and that gives you your cost, insurance, and what? And freight value. Okay, cost, insurance, and freight. And once you get your cost, insurance, and freight, usually in foreign currency, then you are going to now convert to Ghanaian currency. So that gives you your CIF in Ghana cedi. So once you get the CIF in Ghana cedi, but now this is the main product, right? This is the main product which you are going to use to compute almost all other taxes. All right. This is the main product that you are going to use to get other taxes. So once you get your CIF in Ghana cedi, you are going to use it to get what? Your import duty. Okay. You are going to use it to get your import duty. And this import duty, it ranges between 5, so let's say it's 20% of your CIF, right? Look at the approach very well. Now, when you add this duty to the CIF, you come and get what we call the import duty inclusive. Are you writing it down? Come and get the import duty inclusive amount. Now, this import inclusive amount, I'm now going to apply what? NHIL get fund and the levies on it, right? So I'll add NHIL 2.5, add get fund levy 2.5, right? They are all on the duty inclusive amount. COVID-19, I get it. I'll add all to the duty inclusive amount. Once I add all, I'm now coming to get the taxable amount for which I'm going to apply VAT. Okay, so that gives me what? Should be what? 15% of the taxable amount, right? And that is how we use VAT format. So you can put out the question and deal with it. Are we okay?
Huh?
Put down the format and then let's solve a pure question. Then we look at how to deal with VAT and excise duties. Are you there? Hurry up. We have a lot to do. So speed up.
Yeah, please go up small for us.
Up, you're up. Which one is the up? The down. Please, are you there? It's right quickly. We don't have time at all.
Bro, please, what is after the COVID levy?
The COVID-19. You add
Sure.
taxable amount, then you get your VAT at 15%. Okay, so can we solve the question quickly? Okay. So there are two types of import duty. What did I say? When it comes to duties or even indirect taxes in general, there are two forms, I get, or two ways of applying duties, right? They can ask you for some few marks. So there are two ways, okay? So there's what we call the ad valorem method, or two methods, right? There's what we call the ad valorem method, and there's what we call the specific method, right? Ad valorem is a percentage on a value, okay? So when I say maybe 20% on CIF, this is ad valorem, okay? And specific duty is duty per unit, right? A duty that is calculated per unit of output of something, right? What it means is that maybe I tell you that, okay, the duty is maybe 90 cedis per kg, all right? So if they may ask you to explain the different methods of calculating duties, right? Whether excise or real thing. Have you written it down?
Sir.
Put it down.
Yes. Please, those of you with your mics on, we are hearing feedback. Oh, we beg you.
Please, if you are done, can we move on? So we have a simple question here that says what the government intends to discourage drastically importation of television sets and rather create local demand for Safo electronics as part of the efforts to grow made in Ghana products. The following data is relevant. I hope you can all see the question. It's too small. You can see now.
Yes. No.
So 4,000 pieces of TV sets at a cost of 2,200 per one were imported in December 2023 from USA by Camus Enterprise. The cost of freight was 100 per TV set per KLM airline. You see this one, the goods came by what? Was it sea or air?
A.
A. So insurance will be what?
1/100.
Yes, 1%, right? Okay, so they gave the rate of duty to be 20%. Is it ad valorem or specific? The rate of the
Ad
valorem. Yes, and here the rate of duty was 80 per TV set. Is it ad valorem or specific?
specific.
Specific. It's per unit. Using the above, compute the taxes payable under both ad valorem and specific. So here they want us to compute duty under both methods. So first, let's get CIF, right? CIF is the most important. So let's get our cost, insurance, and freight. Okay. So first of all, what was the cost of this television? Cost of the TV we imported.
2,700.
We bought 4,000 TVs. One cost, Bakubia cost 2,200, right? So what will we get? They were in Ghana. That's my calculator.
800,000.
8.8 million. Was that great?
8,800,000.
It was air freight, right? Air freight. How much was it? They said there's 100 CDs per TV, right? And we brought 4,000 TV. So is it 400,000? Is it correct?
Yes, it's 400,000.
Get 9,200,000 as what? Our cost and freight. No, so our cost and freight value. And that's our C and F. Okay. Now we have what? Notional insurance. Because insurance was not actually given, we get our notional insurance. And notional insurance, we do what? It came by air, remember? It was air freight. So 1% of what? 92. Then 92,000.
92,000.
So we add it up, and then that gives us what? Our cost, insurance, and freight, right? Cost, insurance, and was already in Ghana City. Cost, insurance, and freight. So what do we get? Is it 92,000?
9,292,000.
So we get 9292, right? Okay, so now that we have this, we can now do what? Ad valorem or specific, right? Because we need CIF. So let me put here ad valorem, right? Ad valorem here. And let me put here specific so that it makes it easier, right? So that I don't waste time. So in that case, I start with my CIF. So CIF, I'll repeat the same 9292 here, right? And here I have the same 9292,000 here. Okay, so in that case, import duty. So the import duty, I'll break it. When it comes to ad valorem, it was 20%, right? Of the CIF.
Yes.
And that was what? How much would that be?
1,858,400.
Then the one that was specific will be what? That is, it was 80 CD per TV, right? 80 CD by, how many TV did we bring? 4,000, right? That's 80 CD by 4,000.
Yes.
That's 300 and what? 20,000. Okay. So now when we add this, we are going to get what? The duty inclusive value. Don't be so. Duty inclusive value. Duty inclusive value. We have 92,000 plus 1,858,400. And that gives us what? That is 111,150,400. No, so. And this one is 92,000 plus 320,000.
Other one, the specific will be 96,1200.
So now what do we need to add? We need to add N-Hill, right? N-Hill, we know is 2.5%. So we do 2.5% of our 11,150,400 by 2.5. And that is what? 278,760. And this one 96,120,000 by 0.025. That's 240,300. Okay. So we have get fund levy, right? I believe get fund levy will be the same. No, be so. Get fund will still
Yes.
be 760 and 240, 300. Okay, so we have COVID-19 health recovery being what, 2.5%? I said 2.5, 1%, sorry. 1%.
It will be 111,504.
And this one?
504.
6. It's 96, 12, what? 120. Oh. No, be so. So if we add this up, we are going to get a taxable value for this one. Okay. So when we add, what do we get? 111,400. 1. Six, 1, 2.
1819424. Okay, correct.
188,720.
So now that we have this one, we can easily get the VAT, right? So VAT, that's the import VAT, that's 15% under each method. So 15% of this figure. That's 1,528,308. This guy 11,800.
The ad valorem, it will be 1772.
77.
1772913.6 to 913.6.
So in that case, they are asking, advise the government on which method will help government achieve government's intended action. Which one will make government get more money? Which one will we have a lot of tax?
Ad valorem.
So let's sample.
Ad valorem.
Ad valorem.
Yes.
The total taxes will sum up to what? So we had import duty, right? I believe ad valorem import duty was what? 1,858,400. 1,858,400 plus what? We had NHIL of 278,760, get fund of 278,760, COVID of 111,504, and VAT of what? 1772913, right? Okay, this is the sum of that valorem taxes. How much do we get? Then when we come to specific also gives us import duty was just 320,000. That was the only tax, 320,000. Then we have NHIL get fund 240,300, 240,300 plus COVID of 96,120 plus VAT of 1,528,308. Right? So definitely it means that the government should go by ad valorem to achieve its intended objective. Are we okay with import VAT? Or should we try another question?
Sir.
Yes, please.
Please, I said the which tax method should the government adapt to get more tax? I chose ad valorem. Just looking at the calculation. Can it be so unless you add before?
You have to add everything up. They need a summary. It's the summary that will show. Because the import duty alone can be judged, right? Because this one had the highest import duty. But you need to add all the taxes. Because government is not only taking import duty, taking import duty and all other taxes. Is that okay? So apart from these taxes that are applied, every other tax is computed on CIF. What did I say? Apart from these taxes that work this way, all other taxes are computed on what? On CIF. So you may go and they'll ask you taxes like special import levy. You go to a question and they mention special import levy. It is computed on what? CIF. You don't add, it's separate. These are all separate taxes. You don't add, except VAT and the ones we just saw. They are all separate taxes. ECOWAS levy, they are all computed on CIF. So it's a percentage of CIF, 0.5%. Okay, African Union levy, it is computed on CIF. GAPOA levy, it is computed on CIF. Exim Bank levy, Export-Import Bank levy, it is computed on CIF. It's that easy. Apart from NHIL, Get Fund, and the rest we saw at the top there, every other tax you hear, special processing fee, everything is computed on CIF, and they'll give you the percentage. Yeah, Sophia. Sophia.
So the other ones like ECOWAS, AU, GAPOHA, Exim, do they have a specified percentage or to be given in the question?
They'll give you in the question.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So this one like this is 0.5%. This one is 1%. This one is 1%. It will give you some questions. Sometimes they can even change the percentage. The whole thing is knowing what base to apply it on. That is all. Are we okay? Okay, question number 3. A 40-foot container loaded with frozen chicken legs from Brazil. Now, 40-foot container, did they come by air or sea? Sometimes they'll not tell you. Is it coming by air or sea?
C.
40-foot container. Sea, you get it. So this one is a trick. Sometimes they'll not tell you it came by air. So it came by sea. So notional insurance will be what? I believe is what? Is it 1%? 1.875. I'll get people here.
0.875.
Yeah. So 1% means it came by what? Air. Remember, like the one we saw. So this one won't work. So 0.875 over 100. If you do 0.875%, some people go and do 0.875. This is 87.5%. We don't need this. So just take it over 100, just to be sure, right? So that you don't mess up. Okay. So now they are telling you that the container came from Brazil, right? With frozen chicken legs. And they brought 2,500 cartons, right? And each carton had 20 kilograms of chicken legs per carton, okay? And the free on board. Anytime you hear free on board in customs, you know sometimes you can order goods and the supplier from the other place, let's say if you are buying goods from Accra, and you say, Antenna, just put the goods in trotro for me and pay for me. When you come, I'll send you mobile money. Who has done some before when you buy goods? Who has done some before? Where you tell the supplier to pay for the transport and everything and bring it to you, then you send Momo to the person. Who has done it before?
Yeah, I have done before.
That is what we call free on board. Are we okay? So that's what we call. It's still a cost to you, true or false? Just that the other person has incurred it on your behalf. So when you see free on board, it is still cost. All right, but it was incurred by the seller to you. Okay, is it clear? So don't let it confuse you. You see free on board, it is still cost. But the free on board was how much per unit? It was $0.79 for every kg that you put on the ship. So what we are going to do now is that we have to get, and everything was in dollar. Okay, since everything was in dollar, we work in dollars. When we finish, we convert it to what? After this, we'll solve a question in tax audit, right? Though it is tax audit, I mean, it's still the same mindset, okay? So don't worry about it. Let's see. So in that case, let's get the cost, insurance, and freight. First of all, we need the cost, right? What was the cost? They are telling us that we brought what? 2,500 cartons, and each carton beer, how much was on it? 20 kg. No be so? One carton beer kita 20 kg. Then the 2,500 cartons will have how many kgs? I multiply by 20 kgs. It means that I'll end up having 50,000 kgs. No be so? And they are telling us that the cost is $0.79 for each kg. No be so? Multiply by $0.79 for every kg. So it means that the cost for these goods in dollars, US dollars will be what? I hope you are all following. You all get the calculation.
Yeah.
So we know that 50,000 kgs by 0.79 kg, 0.79 dollars gives us what? $39,500. No be so? Now, was there freight? We've gotten cost. Was there freight? Was it free?
Yes.
How much was it?
Yes.
$1,000. So we add
2,000. Yeah. 2,000.
so this one gives us 41,500 as what? Cost and what? Cost and freight.
Fleet.
C and F. Okay, so was there insurance? No. So we go with notional insurance. The goods came by what?
By C.
By C.
0.875
Over 100.
over 100.
And 41,500. And that gives us what? 0.875.
0.0875
363.13.
3631.25.
Cost insurance and freight in what? You get cost insurance and freight in USD, right? Okay. So that gives us what? 41,500 plus 363.13. And that gives us 1,863.13. And also, once we have this, we now need CIF in Ghana cedi. Not so. CIF in Ghana cedi. And then the exchange rate given was for 15 cedis, 20 pesos. Look at it here. You can see.
Yes.
So since it's 15.2, what we can do is just multiply our 15.2 by our 41,863.13. And then we are coming to get what? The CIF in Ghana cedi, right? And that gives us 636,319.58. Okay. So now what do we add? You guys know what we add. After getting CIF, what do we add? Import duty. No, import duty. And the question, import duty was what percentage? 35%, right? You can see it from here. You can see 35%.
Okay.
So 35% of the 319.58. And what do we get? That's
711.
22711.9.
636,319.58. You end up having 859,031.43. Okay. So this one gives us our duty what? Duty inclusive value, right? Duty inclusive value. Okay, so this is what. So now that we have duty inclusive value, what do we add? We add the levies. No, so we add
The import duty is 22711.
22271.
22711.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. If one you left one out of it. It's 1, not 1. Another one behind the 7. Okay. Yeah.
0.96. 0.85, right? Okay. So we add the levies. So N Hill, how much? You come to 5%.
2.5.
859,031.43. And that gives us what? Go to 5 by
21,475.80.
1475.80. Get fund levy. Get fund levy will also be part the same, right? 2.5 of the same 8,031. And we have COVID-19, right? COVID-19, 1% of the same 859,043. So COVID-19, 0.4. Oh.
Bill, please, if you can go up a little for me, I'll be very grateful. I missed something.
What did you miss?
Okay, I think I'm capturing it now. Thank you.
Zero 2 4 7 9 4
Are we okay? So 3, 4, I believe. So when we add all up, this one now gives us taxable value. Taxable value. 859.143. So that gives us 910,573.3. Then we get that import V.
Thank you.
Import V becomes what? 50% of 910,573.32. And that is 1,000,000.
13585.586.
Hello, Prof. Please, I think the profit it should be 0.31.
Is that what?
I think the COVID-19 should be 0.31.
What is 31? The COVID-19. I doesn't remember.
Yes, sir.
This is how we calculate import VAT. Obia Junior Bafie.
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you just a sample from tax audit. It's still the same procedure, right? But this time you are working back. So this question, they usually bring it up a lot, right? Let me show you the question I'm talking about.
Hello, Prof.
Yes, please.
Prof, please, I want to find out that in terms of the import, so it means all the levies and the CIF cost and everything will be part of your purchases, apart from the import VAT, which you claim.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Apart from import VAT, the beer cow purchases now because it's part of your inventory. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me look at using control accounts for a tax audit. I just want to show you because some people are writing tax audit. Please, your background, I beg you. Somebody's background is very noisy, I beg. We beg you. We beg you. So look at this. Look at this question. They mostly bring it. It has different forms, right? This question has 2. Okay, who is that? McLean, I beg you, and your background is very noisy. Please mute. Look at this. TikTok Limited. Now, this is a customs approach, right? It's the same thing we just did, but you have to use a little bit of common sense to deal with this question. And this question has come more than 20 times, and still students have a problem. It's because of how they solve it. We can make it very nice. Now, IDF is the same as like your import, right? Your IDF is your import declaration form value. It's the same as your CIF value, right? And remember, imports, Yambra fee, let's come to Ghana. Imports, is it still not purchases? Imports, is it still not purchases from a foreign country? It just has a different name. True or false? I don't know. When students see imports, it looks like something new. Imports, is it still not purchases?
It is.
Yes.
It is still purchases, so it doesn't change anything. All the procedures you know in accounting or tax still apply. It's still purchases. Just that imported purchases, you are seen to be trading with Ghana and not in Ghana, so it's not subject to withholding tax. I get it. But every other tax is still, it will still be included in your financial statement, and you are going to compute taxes on it, right? But the import VAT is claimable. All right. So TikTok Limited is an importer of rubber sandals from Taiwan. The tax authorities have received a whistleblowers report, intelligence report that TikTok is underpaying duty. So how would we know? We have to compute and see. True or false? And other taxes on its import. So I'm going to ask you, what are the common taxes we have on imports? That is why you learned what we learned some few minutes ago. What are the taxes that we compute on imports? From what we just learned.
Yeah,
COVID.
The NHIL, the
COVID-19
levy.
COVID, NHIL, get fund.
19, get fund, VAT.
VAT and import duties, right? You didn't mention import duties.
Yes.
We are looking at
Sorry,
import.
yeah.
So let's see. Your firm has been contracted by the tax authorities per letter dated 23rd August 2024 to carry out an issue-based audit. You know what an issue-based audit? If you are here, you don't know what an issue-based audit, then don't write tax audit. We have two types of audits. A technical audit, or what we call issue-based audit. That's audit on the specific tax type. And we have a comprehensive audit, which is a full audit covering all taxes, right? So this issue-based audit is for an issue based on imports for the period of January to December 2023. And the following have been captured in the working papers by the audit team. So we have schedule of imports. And you see all these things that we have given are what? A specific supplier that we bought from, right? And this is how much the supplier invoiced to us, which means that there's another approach you can use for this. I don't want, that is too practical. And nobody will recommend you to do that in exam. But this is the invoice value. That means that these are the amount the supplier invoiced for you, but you were paying small. Do you understand? And these are the taxes that were paid. So as a smart student, all you have to do is get the sum total of all these figures. So let's contract one person to sum up everything for the supplier's invoice value, everything for the IDF value, that's the CIF, and everything for the duties and the levies that were paid. One person should just tax that. We don't have time at all. Just sum it up. We don't have time. Are we okay? Who will be doing that? I just need the IDF and the VAT. We don't have time. The supplier's value, if you like, you can leave it.
I'm doing the first one.
The IDF. Okay. Somebody should do the duties.
Yeah.
And somebody will also come and do the total transfers that they pay, total amounts that move from your bank account. So now we are making sense of the imports that we did, right? So let's see. So who is doing the duty, VAT, and the levies? Or should I do it?
Look, Prof, what else should we add?
Okay, when you added, which ones have you gotten so far? Have you added both of them? The last one you're going to add total payments that they made during the year to the supplier. This one.
Oh.
Who has summed it up? Anyway, it can take time, so you don't worry. Let me get there. The total transfers is 3,710,000. Write it down. This is the total transfers. This is the total amount that moved from their bank account. Write it down. 3,710,000. Write it down. Write the total transfers down.
The invoice value is 3,490,895.64.
So you said invoice value is how much? Let me write it somewhere. Said invoice value is how much? That's the supplier's invoice value or the IDF. Is it the IDF value? Is it the supplier's invoice value or the IDF?
Supplier's invoice value.
Supplier's invoice value. That is how much? 3 what? You said it's 3 what?
3,490,895.
895.
3,490. 895.64.
0.64. Okay. And then what was the IDF value? Those who did the IDF value, that was like the CIF. The import declaration form. There's the the imports they declared. They didn't pay freight, so it's just the same as the CIF. And how much is it when you sum all up?
Yeah. Go and take. Okay.
You don't have time, also please speed up for me. Or I should just copy some raw figures and let's use them.
Yes, please.
I just need the IDF value. Who has computed that for me? The IDF. I just need the IDF value. Just need the IDF value. Okay, don't worry about that. Let's go. Now look at what they said. They said that a transfer was made on 26th November, including 500,000, which was done by the directors on behalf of the company.
VAT and levies.
Is that?
Yeah, 682.
Yes, I have that. The duty VAT and levies, I have computed it. 6829.
I computed the last one. Duty, VAT, and levies.
682926.47, right? I've done that already.
Prof, I was almost done with the IDF when you took it off. Almost.
Yeah, what do you get?
You know it.
What did you get?
Yeah. I'm left to just.
The CIT for Mutimi and Dempa. They could have given you the totals. They will stress your life anyway. Now they don't like to bring it like this. There are two variations of this question that started from 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020, 2020. I think that one they skipped. They brought it in 2022, 2024. They didn't bring it. So who knows?
Okay, Prof, I have 275. The idea of 275,876.
IDF values, right? That's the import amount they declare, import declaration values. So you say 275
3876.
876. Okay, so
0.95.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, 0.95.
995. Sorry, 59. Sorry, 59.
So the total
it's 59.
59. Okay.
Prof is 5, not 95. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
So the total payments that they made to the supplier was 3,710,000. Okay. So this is the total payments that they made during the year. Now look at something here. They are saying that look, some transfer that they made during the year of 500,000 was made by one of the directors on behalf of the company. If a director pays an amount for the company, is this still not the company's liability?
Yeah, it's the company's money.
So you see some student deducting this. No. If a director pays something for you, it's still for you. So you don't need to deduct. It's still for the company. Okay. Now, this is what they are saying. They are saying that the amount due to the company supplies.
So is the director paying to the company as a loan or what?
No.
Is he going to take that money back as a director?
Take it back or you won't take it back. Does it affect suppliers' payments?
No.
No. So that here we are looking at suppliers. We don't care about the director's payment. We are saying that does it affect the suppliers? No, it's still a payment. Now, look, the amount due to the company suppliers on 1st January 2023 and 31st December were this: $218,460 and $286,356. Now, look at something here. If you are looking at the supplier's account, okay, you know that definitely you will be owing the supplier before you bought new goods. Meboa. In the supplier's account,
Yeah.
find the truth, whether what these guys are doing is true. We can get the actual figures. Because if I bought from you, I might be owing you for my last purchases, right? Then I come and add a new from it, and then I take out my closing balance to know how much I paid. So I can establish a schedule to know how much I'm actually owing the suppliers. And how do you get this schedule? From your accounting knowledge. You remember, tax audit, those doing tax audit is a combination of 4 courses: tax, accounting, law, and audit in all. So if you lack in one area, so we are saying that, okay, if I take my supplier statement, okay, if I take my supplier statement or my supplier's account, it works like this. I have my balance brought forward. That is how much my suppliers are owing, right? And how much was their balance at the start of the year? They said it was $218, $460, maybe 0.85. But then wouldn't I have bought more from them? I would have bought more from them, true or false? And that's my import. So how much extra did I buy from them? I don't know. They didn't give me the actual purchases I bought from them. But I know that this is the total amount I'll be owing them, true or false? That's the total owings. But they are telling me that I made payments to them. So what's the payments to suppliers? Doesn't it reduce this account? How much payment did I make? I made a payment of 3710 to them, right?
00.
At the end of the day, we are saying that the balance carried forward, how much I'm owing them, amounted to what?
286,356.37.
6.37. Okay. So we can easily work back, right? We know box. Let's go back to primary school. Box minus 3710 gives us this. So how do we get box? We must add this back. True or false? If you
True.
Add, you can get this. So add this.
We add back.
Get this. They get it. In that case, you can equally say balance brought forward plus what? Plus our purchases. I get it. Minus our payments should give us our balance carry forward, right? Then you slot it in and get the missing figure, which will be the purchases. So this is the actual purchases we want to get for this audit. All right. So if we work back, that means this figure will be what? It should be bigger than this. That means add this back because this was taken bigger.
399.
3423.
No, it should be bigger than that because this is 3.7 million.
3423 643.6563.
Hey, I'm not getting that figure.
No, it should be 399. This is 3.
Yes.
990.
I got 6356.37.
This is what you have to
Yes.
get because if you take this one out, you should get 286. Right? This 18460 plus something also gave us this. So 218,460 plus box should have given us this primary school mathematics, right? So what plus box gives us this? You must add this back, right? You must take this one out. So this one minus this one should give us.
I got 3777,895.52.
So you are going to get
3777,895.52.
You get it?
Yes.
So now that you have, this is the same as your CIF. Is it tax audit? This is now the same as your CIF. So you are now going to compute all these taxes on your CIF and compare the taxes that they calculate and see whether they have underdeclared their taxes or not, and write a report to your tax audit leader, your team leader.
Okay. So it means that this one, the insurance and whatever has already been factored into it.
Yes.
So thank you.
All you are going to do is that you are just going to calculate what your duty, your levies, your VAT. I get it. Then you are going to compare total duties and levies. It needs to be underestimated, right?
Because so we convert it to Ghana cedi and then charge the levy.
Everything was in dollars, so let's do everything in dollars. So this is the amount that they have paid in dollars, right? So in that case, what you're going to compute, you leave it in dollars and compare whether they have underdeclared or overdeclared. So this is what I do. I use my appendix, right? You see, when you do everything, you see we had 377,895, right? As the balancing figure, as the CIF. So the CNF value as per the schedule, right? The total duty on the supplier's value recomputed. The duty was 20%. So this is what I have, right? The duty inclusive value. So when I take the duty inclusive value, I added the levies. You can see. Then I got the total levies payable. Then I got the duties and the levies inclusive, right? I calculated VAT. So this is the total VAT and levies, right? But this is the total amount that they declared. Are you getting it? So the total duty per the audit is what? 755,579. I add the total VAT and the levies per the audit. I ended up with 1,748,409. Then I less what they had paid on the IDF values, right? Because it was under declared. Though they'll pay penalties, I'm not looking at their first. So I get the net duties and levies, right? Then here in Ghana City, they give exchange rate. So it's about 10 million, but they have underestimated. So this is the total taxes outstanding from the audit. Then I write my report, right? From the team leader, the date, subject, right? To the audit manager. The firm was contracted by the tax authorities by your letter dated this. The firm was to audit total import of TikTok Limited, right? The team commenced the audit on 6th October, right? Our findings are detailed below. Now, CIT, when they are solving it, they include all the calculations in the report, but it's not professional. All reports, your calculations must be separate. You see how I did mine? I did this as schedule separate in an appendix, and then what? I included it. So you see, I find this total import per invoice was this, which is confirmed by the reconciliation of the statement in the appendix, schedule 1. You see, I brought it. The team leader therefore disregarded the import per the import declaration forms amounting to this and relied on the supplier's invoice computed of that. Do you get it? Total import duties computed on the value was that as shown in schedule 2. VAT and levies are illustrated by schedule 3 amounting to this. The total levies per the audit is this, less the amount paid. Net liability of this. The total outstanding tax as a result of the audit is about 10 million. Due to under declaration of taxes, the company will be subject to all the necessary penalties, Customs Act, and the Revenue Administration Act. That's all. Tax implications of the company's transaction. They have been consistent duties and VAT. This may attract pecuniary penalties from GRA. The value of the purchases declared to GRA may be different from the value declared, and so and so. That is all. And this question has been coming so many, they always vary it. But you get the whole idea. It's just the idea I want to put across. The question is that they are there plenty. I need
yes.
It will be painful if this thing will come. People are expecting something else, and this thing will hit them like a blow. Boom. Where the papa? I'll be sitting at my house laughing. All right. So this is another variation of the question, right? But now what they do is that they don't give you all that schedule. They will just give you just like this, okay? They'll just give you just like this. Now,
Sami Sabil, I think the questions that the book that we have, this question is not inside.
Because at your level,
is that?
At your level, you don't do this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You're still doing the same thing.
This is for tax audit people.
Yeah. So this class,
is it possible to read it?
So the class is mixed with tax audit and advanced taxation.
Advanced tax. Every part of direct tax, everybody is here. It's a consolidated class. So you may have aspects that apply to other people, but it's still the same concept. You are using those.
Yes, my boss.
All right. Okay.
Yes, my boss.
But those doing advanced taxation, this thing can come as compliance. You know, there's part of advanced taxation called compliance, right? Where somebody has not registered with GRA or the person has done some sort of fraud. You remember?
Very well.
So it can come as part of
compliance. Very well, sir.
So when it comes as part of compliance.
So that's why I'm saying that the question and answers book that we bought, you have ended at 437. But this one like this is not in it. So when we finish with us, we can bring it so that we do our own analysis on it. It's not in the question and answers. I went through, it's not there.
I know.
Thank you, sir.
Prof.
Yes, please.
Your question answers. What should I do to get it? If I want one. How do I get it?
Currently, dear, it will be difficult. Currently, dear, it will be difficult. But let's talk after class.
Yes, boss, sir.
Please, are we okay? So,
comrades. Hello.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Please forgive me. Yesterday, Prof told me he lost the matter. I don't know whether he told you that what is started. I was no. Are you aware that Prof has lost the matter? Please.
Yes, it is true.
Okay.
He has lost the mother.
Yes,
so
you are aware.
we have to also support him.
100%. He has to
We should be preparing. Yes.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay.
Prof, I'll call after class, sir.
That is fine, sir. I know you are also going to write your exam, so I can't let you go like that. I have to still help you to, though I'm grieving, but actually, life goes on. All right, so look at this. It's the same approach here. Now, those doing the lower levels, they are not going to go into where to play with your mind. Yours is knowledge. Here is application. So in advanced taxation, for instance, this same thing can come, but it's compliance. Like the person has not complied. So what has happened? And mostly those kind of questions are like under declaration. The person would have under declared revenue. And you as a smart guy is going to find, like, you know, what is missing, what he's doing wrong. And it's the same thing here. Here you see this question, they summed up the total IDF value for you. You can see. Meanwhile, the first question, we computed it ourselves. Have you noticed? Have you noticed?
Yes, sir.
Computed the ID.
Yes, sir.
Now, here they gave it to us themselves. And here too, they said what VAT paid. Here, they didn't include levies. They just gave the VAT. Let's just assume it's VAT and levies. And Usuni, right? And then they gave what? VAT and levies, VAT and duties, right? Import duty and VAT paid total. And they are saying total amount transferred to Okamoto Trading, the main suppliers were this. That means this is the total what payments that they made to the supplier. And it includes 825 transferred by the directors. And I told you this thing can confuse you. Amount transferred by the director, is this still not for the company? It is. So they gave the balance of the suppliers and the closing balance of the suppliers. So all we have to do is find the imports that they actually did. And when GRA comes from an audit, this is exactly what when we go for an audit, this is exactly what we do. Okay, you are going to find the actual one. Whatever the person gives you, remember, until you can confirm, okay, that is the real evidence, because your purchases you computed should be different from what I'm doing. So what you are doing here, the audit procedure is called recalculation or recomputation. So you are recomputing the purchases to confirm, right? To confirm whether that is the right purchases and is equal to what the person filed with the GRA. Is that okay? If it is not real, you disregard his, because reliability of audit evidence. Auditor-generated evidence is what? More reliable than client-generated evidence or taxpayer-generated evidence. That's the generalization of audit evidence reliability. Remember, between written evidence and oral evidence, which is more reliable?
Written evidence.
Written evidence.
Written.
Evidence from
Hello, Prof.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so in the case where, for instance, you that has declared sales,
okay,
he has given purchases, and then also his closing balance of his stock. Can you use that same approach to get whether or not?
Yes, you can use any figure that you can build up. There was one question like that. I will come and show you that one. But as we go, now we are around customs, so I just want you to be comfortable as possible, right? So it's the same question. Now they give us the total. You see, it's the same thing. So I went back to come and get the suppliers, total transferred made to suppliers. You can see it's the same thing, the same question that they give you.
Prof, my only concern about this question was that they didn't calculate for the levies.
Yes.
So the VAT charged directly on the import duty inclusive value.
No. It's not directly on it. It depends. This was an old question. So they still use that same approach, right? But still, you see that I still calculated the duty inclusive value and I applied the VAT because there were no levies. But you could have equally included this question when they brought it there. The assumption was there were no levies there and they said ignore levies. So they just applied the 15% on it, and then straightforward. Then you prepare your report. That's all.
Hello, Prof.
Yes, please.
Please, I wish this question will go through step by step, since now we have the levies. Please. no titimre yenye ne sa yen trotro.
I agree, pa.
Hey, I am after we have another
Type.
I'll leave it for you.
Because
Time.
this question, you're going fast with it. But we need to understand. And in addition to that, we don't have this in our book. The book we bought from this one, you are picking it from the encyclopedia. So you need to forward this particular question from her to us.
Don't worry. You know, VAT is broad. If I say we'll stay on this question, we'll waste so much time. Now it's in export duty that excise duty that we are going to do now. So let's just go and
Prof.
Yes, please.
Prof, before we go to exercise, I was going to a question. That question, there was a special tax.
Yes.
The special tax plus the import duties were added before the levies and the VAT were applied. So I want to find out, was it right?
Yes, there are some special taxes that are added. When they say special taxes, it's a specific duty, okay, and specific duty to like the way we treat import duty. You saw it. It is
so that will be added both the import duty plus the special before the VAT and levies.
Yes, that means that specific duty plus the ad valorem duty are all duties. And even if you have excise duty, you have to add it before you come and get duty before you apply the levies on it. And
yes,
when you import motor vehicles, like this guy who imported second-hand motor vehicle, you can see from the US and all that, this kind of question, there'll be overage penalty, examination fee, EDIF, ECOWAS levy, you can see this kind of question. Network charge and the rest.